Your court television news starting now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second part of our breaking news announcement for today. I am your host, NJCourts, and boy, oh boy, I didn't realize that we were going to be back so quick, but we are back, and I have a final verdict when it comes to the final decision made whether Trina Golden is guilty or not guilty in the regards to the 3 charges she is facing currently, or was facing currently, in the state of Kansas, more specifically in the city of Olathe, Kansas. So we're going to let the notifications go out just for a minute or two. I'm just going to make this really quick. Like I said, if you're just joining us now, we did a breaking news announcement, or part 1, as far as an update to Trina Golden's case earlier, just maybe about an hour earlier today. We also went over Amber H.H.'s court case that was yesterday, and we talked a little bit about another court update regarding Jose, otherwise known as the YouTuber known as Making a Way, or with the channel Making My Way in America. Just right now, as soon as we get just a few more people in, or just let the notifications go out just for a minute or two, I will be going over the final verdict in the Trina Golden case. We're going to read the case notes together, and that's pretty much going to be it. We can answer some questions in chat, and we'll call it an evening. Again, I appreciate everybody joining me tonight on a breaking news edition of the NJCourts TV news station. All right, let me get the chat set up while we're just waiting for the notification to go out. And it's definitely a shocker, I'll tell you that. Hey, Patricia, thank you so much for all your help and information and updates as far as the case. I appreciate you definitely being one of the 4 people in front of the, as far as jury members when it comes to that case. Thank you. All right, you guys. We're going to go ahead and jump over to the case information here. We've had plenty of time for the notification to go out. Of course, I'm going to leave this as a VOD, so shout out to anybody that's going to be catching this as a replay. Darwin, respectfully, I'm the one that's in charge of letting my mods know who to ban. All right. So here we go. Let's jump over. Just give me a minute. I'm going to jump over to, like I said, just the case history or case notes that we looked at earlier, except they've been updated now. So here we go. Again, thank you for everybody joining me on, again, the second breaking news update for today. All right. Great. You guys can see what I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and just start from the new note that just came out probably about maybe an hour ago, if that. So it says count 1, 21-5430, open parentheses C, close parentheses, open parentheses 2, close parentheses, which is the state statute for the count or charge being of distribution of drugs resulting in a death. The defendant pled not guilty. The jury found the defendant guilty. Pre-sentence investigation ordered. Continued. Defendant ordered to personally appear at next court hearing in person. In regards to count 2, 21-5707. Again, this was the Kansas State statute for, give me just 1 second, use of communication facility. That's this charge right here. The defendant pled not guilty. The jury found the defendant guilty. In regards to count 3, state statute 21-5707. Again, that was the same or second charge or count, but of the same charge that I just read earlier. which again was for use communications facility. The defendant pled not guilty. The defendant was found by the jury guilty. Next note, cancel jury trial, 7/19/24, 9 a.m., Division 9. So tomorrow's, obviously, his hearing has been canceled. They changed the status from O to P, which I think is referencing to the case status. I think O stands for open, P probably stands for pending, a C will stand for close. And they've got a schedule motion on August 16th, 2024, 1 p.m., which I'm going to assume is going to be her sentencing hearing. Again, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like from that first note we read, pre-sentence investigation order. Remember I was talking about that earlier, a PSI? Or I think I called it a I did call it pre-sentence investigation. So that's where the judge is now going to look at or consider Trina Golden's past criminal history, okay? A lot of times, and the people always assume the judge has got all that information in front of them. Realistically, it's not until it's brought up in the actual case, which sometimes it can't be brought up. They don't know until, that person's actual background, criminal history background, until they actually order or ask for one of these pre-sentence investigation reports. So that looks like that's been ordered. So it looks like the judge is probably going to be considering that. And again, remember we were talking about, the mitigating and what was the other one? Aggravating factors. I'm pretty sure the judge is going to be probably considering that when it comes to the sentencing, which when we read earlier from our the earlier breaking news update, we had actually gone in again. Can't quote me on that, but we had looked up to see what the sentencing would be possibly or punishment. And again, this was just on the first count, which was the more serious one, which was the distribution of drugs resulting in a death. And what did we say on that one? It was, I think I got it still up here. Here it is. That one they considered a non-drug severity level 1, which is the most serious severity for a felony. And that one shows, and I'm going to highlight it here, anywhere of a punishment from 12 to 54 years. And again, remember, that's just for that one charge. And that's where those mitigating factors come into play, and as well as that pre-sentence report. We didn't look up what the sentencing could possibly be for the other two charges, which, again, it's going to be the same charge. There's just 2 counts. But those are both our felonies. So she was found guilty of 3 felonies and was found guilty of all 3 charges. So without, knowing too much now until we go to the actually have the sentencing hearing, which is going to be, looks like, what did we say, August 16th? And again, I'm assuming that's what it said, schedule motion, which I'm assuming is obviously, now that we have the verdict, the next thing is going to be your sentencing hearing is what's going to be going on that date. But based on the criminal history that we've gone over, when we started this investigation or covering this case, which is pretty extensive for Trina. I mean, I wouldn't say as extensive as compared to like Ski Mask and like some of the other individuals we've covered, but it's extensive enough and has enough felonies that definitely are going to be considered as a mitigating factor, and more towards the not so good mitigating factor when the judge is going to be considering what type of punishment that Trina is going to be facing. Which, again, you can't quote me on this, but based on what we read, it looks like just on the one charge, the more serious one, having the charge for distribution of drugs resulting in a death, she can face anywhere between 12 to 54 years. Okay. Give me just 1 second here. Just wanted to see if there's anything else I was reading and missed on here. All right. No, I think that was pretty much everything we read on the case notes. It's everything that I read to you. I don't think we missed anything because the other case notes that we read were earlier from the first breaking news update, and then the newest ones were just the ones that came out now that the jury has came. Excuse me, the jury earlier. So when we left off the at the first court case, or excuse me, when we left off at the first breaking news update, the jury had that one's a tongue twister for me. The jury had deliberated. Obviously, now the jury has, I guess it just took them. They deliberated this afternoon. So they probably had strong enough evidence, or the prosecutor had such a strong enough case that, just took them a few hours to come to their decision, which was that Trina Golden was found guilty on all 3 charges. If you're just joining us now. Names Mimi says motion hearing for the probation revocation. Could be. Like I said, once I get more information, we'll know. So I don't want to say it's the sentencing hearing, but could possibly be. But either way, regardless, we do know that she was found guilty on all 3 charges. And to be continued as far as, whether the date in August is going to be having to do with something else, or possibly, like Names Mimi said, having to do with her probation revocation, or for the fact that her probation was revoked, or if that's going to be her sentencing hearing from, obviously her verdict today of being found guilty on all 3 charges, or maybe they'll do both. Who knows? Once I get more information, I'll share that with you. Let me see. Actually, there is a calendar on here. Let's see if they've updated that. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Sorry. I can tell you that right now. So let me just share this with you. So I can tell you exactly right now. Sentencing hearing is, so I don't want any confusion in the chat. I apologize. Here we go. So motion hearing, this is, you guys must have been reading this. So motion hearing was August 16th. Sentencing hearing is September 26th. My apologies. That's why I said I know they have a calendar. We'll check it. So sentencing hearing will be September 26th. They've got a motion hearing set for August 16th, which Names Mimi is saying may possibly be having to do with the probation revocation. Dancer, well, now that the case is closed, I don't think it'll be a problem possibly requesting a body cam footage. I'll have to look into it. I mean, honestly, at this point, just because of the seriousness of the case and the fact that there was a life lost, I don't even know if I want to even go that far to even see what's on the body cam. But certainly I can get the case information, and we can learn a little bit more from that. Yes, she is Peter Griffin. I did, and I'll show you guys. I just did, just not too long ago, I did do a, because, with the some of the notes, it kind of sounded confusing because it said, oh, she has to be in person at the hearing. Well, I guess they're assuming she has to be in person if she gets bonded out, which, let me see. I'm trying to figure how that would work. That would be crazy. I don't think you even can. I don't even think the courts would allow that before your sentencing hearing. I don't know. Maybe you could. It'd be stupid. I'd have to ask Papa Courts on that one. That's a good question because I'm stuck on that one. But that was a question to myself. But either way, she still is in custody. I was just wondering if there is a possibility, since they technically didn't sentence her, if she wanted to spend, some time out of jail before that. But honestly, I don't think that they would allow that, especially based on the fact that they had to extradite her. And most people, probably if you're facing a serious sentence, aren't going to show up to their sentencing hearing. But if she was, I'm just assuming, say she had been bonded out and she had showed up to court today and she wasn't in custody, would they have took her in custody today and held her in custody till her sentencing hearing? That's a good question. But either way, that's just questions to myself. I'm not trying to confuse you guys. She is in custody. I did look at, I did search and make sure. And I'll share that with you. Give me a second here. Pull up that page here. I know I had it somewhere here. Custody search. Here we go. I got it right here. Let me share this page with you here really quick. Custody search. Share this tab here. All right. So you guys should be able to see what I'm looking at. Perfect. All right. So we're going to go search, and I've got it here where it shows show currently in custody. Actually, let's reset it and then do a new search. There it is. Boom. And that was, again, doing a search under currently in custody. Hit details. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, have a good one, name's Mimi. Again, I apologize for getting that mixed up. It's not that I didn't believe you. I just had to see it for myself. But everybody, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Like I said, I was just coming on to break the news as far as the verdict is now in, and Trina was found guilty on all 3 charges. We are now currently facing a sentencing hearing that'll be in September. More specifically, I think we said September 26th. And even before that date, she is scheduled for a motion hearing, which most likely has to do with her revocation of probation in August. Again, that was August 16th. So to be continued. At this point, though, it's just a matter of what her punishment's going to be. But she has been found guilty. All right, you guys, let me just jump back over to the comment section. I kind of lost the okay, there they are. I'm sorry if I'm going in and out a bit. I think my connection wasn't the greatest right now. But I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their Thursday evening. We will see you guys, I guess, well, let's see. I said earlier tomorrow because we were going to do an update on what was going to happen or if we were going to have, any more information as far as the Trina Golden case. But since we obviously got that update later today, I guess the next time I'll see you is for my birthday stream. So keep an eye out for those notifications. Again, I appreciate everybody that's helped support that dono goal. Maybe I'll do like a walk and talk tomorrow just for the people that may have missed this stream. And, maybe for some of us that want to discuss a little bit of what happened today and maybe talk a little bit more about the sentencing portion of it. Let this kind of sink in, and it gives me some time to kind of look over everything. Like I said, I've just kind of knew all this stuff as about an hour ago. So I apologize like earlier when I got the dates mixed up, let's see here. But yeah, so I'll either maybe do a walk and talk before my birthday stream. But yeah, well, next time I see you, we'll actually switch it up. And instead of covering such negativity and toxicity and, just sad stuff. Because remember, at the end of the day, and which I'm glad that that victim's family, and again, at the end of the day doesn't bring anybody back, and that's what sucks. Okay. But at least I would hope for that victim's family that they can have a little bit of some peace, just knowing that, the individual responsible for taking their loved one's life is no longer a danger to the public. Like I said, although it doesn't change anything, people are still gonna be missing a loved one. I'm not sure if that young lady had a child. That child, if she did, is not still going to be grown up without a mother. So those things don't change, but I would hope at least that her family's got some peace now. And like I said, to be continued. I will try to see if I can get a little bit more of case information for you guys that are more interested in far as the case details. And now that the case has been disposed, I can even like when I do case information, usually it's like the incident police report that I request. which I need to go back. I don't even know if I did that already for this and we went over that. I can't remember. We've done so many of them, and I apologize. But again, like I said, you can always go to the main channel page of the NJCourts TV channel, and I know for at least on the desktop or computer version of the YouTube app, you can now search the page and just type in Trina Golden, and you'll see every update or coverage we've done. But now that the case has been disposed, I can request like the case information, so we can learn, since we weren't there and we didn't have access to the audio or video. Well, we did a little bit, but not for the, obviously the jury trial portion of it. I can see about getting more information as far as what happened and what was discussed. Ultimately, you can even request sometimes through even an audio, but for sure you can request request a written version or typed up version of the actual court transcript of everything that was said. Those usually are a little expensive. At that point, it's probably just better to just get the audio if it's available instead of it just written down. But sometimes they don't have the audio available. But yeah, I'll see about that if people are interested in getting some more of the case details. And obviously, she's not going to be sentenced till September, so we still got plenty of time to get that information and cover that case. Because like I said, ultimately this channel, once we're done covering somebody, lest they get in trouble again or something comes up back regarding their case or a new case, we're not going to talk about them. We've got other individuals that we need to continue coverage on. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're hoping that some point that we can just close that chapter and move on from these individuals that we're covering. And hopefully, fingers crossed, never have to even come back to talk about them anymore. But unfortunately, you've seen them already, with Ski Mask Andy with that coverage. We closed that chapter. Now it's been reopened again because he's going to be facing 2 new charges from the incident where he got the cops got called and resulted in a restraining order being filed against him for 5 years from his parents. Okay, so he's got 2 new charges coming up from that incident that he's going to be facing, and there's a good example of reopening that book. So. Again, we're still going to continue the coverage until the sentencing portion for Trina Golden, but who's to say that book might not be reopened again, but hopefully it won't. All right, guys, you have a great rest of your Thursday evening. Get some rest, especially my folks that got to be at work tomorrow, because I know 7 here. I know it's already 9 o'clock for my friends on the East Coast. Y'all on the West Coast, y'all still barely eating dinner, so you guys got plenty of time to relax. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good weekend if I don't see you. But remember, if you're not doing anything, come hang out with me for the birthday. I'll put out the notifications probably tomorrow or at least Saturday. We'll figure out a day, maybe days. Technically my birthday's on Monday, so maybe we can do something over the weekend and then Monday. But I'll definitely plan a fun live stream. And again, thank you for everybody that supported that birthday dono goal. That is definitely going to help out extremely this weekend. We can go get some stuff to grill. We can go get some party favors. And if we go to like a park or something, we got to pay for admission. So that'll help. So I appreciate it, you guys. Hey, everybody, stay safe. As always, keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. Take some time to love somebody, or at least love yourself at the bare minimum. I love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. NJCourts is officially, even though I said it earlier, and I'll give you a headbutt warning this time, or earbud, is officially out of here. Sorry, I had to do it. Peace, everybody. And if you're just joining in, the VOD will be up. Shout out to my replay gang. We also did a breaking news update even before this one. So this is a second 2 of 2 with 1 of 2 earlier that you can catch if you didn't. Peace.